And here we are, we're at take 2. The game crashed on me yesterday, so hopefully we can make it back to round 2. We did make it up to round 2, and then in the middle of round 2 it crashed. So hopefully we can make it there again, and, well, obviously make it past to the point of where it crashed. I believe the game crashed around when the World Championship started, so if we make it past there, then we should be good to go. Alright, so with that being said, let's get right into the simulation of round number 1 against the LA Kings. And in game number 1, we had a 4-1 victory, only 24 shots to 32, but we still win the game. 3 stars of the game, Arvidsson, Lindberg, and Fantilli. First period, no scoring. Second period, you have Fantilli and Kirsanov with 2 goals. And then third period, you have Arvidsson with the 4th goal of the game for your Seattle Kraken. And then Boucher with the lone and only goal for the LA Kings. And in game number 2, we have a 2-0 victory. So we're up 2-0 in the series now. 3 stars of the game, Kempe, Parayko, and Kirsanov. Shots were only 27-21, so not a whole lot going on in this game. But first period, you have no scoring. Second period, Kirsanov with his 3rd goal of the series in 2 games. And third period, you have Matthews on the power play. And that is a 2-0 win for your Seattle Kraken. And just like that, after 3 games, we are now up 3-0 with a 5-2 win in game number 3. Shots were 34-25. 3 stars of the game were Matthews, Brandstrom, and Dubé. First period summary, you have Matthews scoring the 1st goal of the game, and then Schmidt and Peter for LA, and then Dubé with the 2nd goal of the game for us. Second period summary, you have Suzuki scoring for Brandstrom, and then the third period, you have Dubé and Fantilli with the goals. Fantilli with the empty net goal. And we have a solid cushion in this series. Don't blow it, please. Here we go, game number 4 against LA. Do we get the sweep? Or are they going to live on for one more game? Let's see it. Start of the first period now. And we have a goal by Rodion Amirov. There we go. Up 1-0. And another goal by Amirov from Dubé and Matthews. He is hot to start the game. Hopefully he can stay that way. Maybe you get a, natural hat trick. That'd be nice. And that is the end of the first. No more scoring after that. So, solid. Up 2-0. Keep it going. And a goal by Dominic Peter for LA from Velarde and Boucher. And there is a goal for Onishko immediately afterward. It is now 3-1 in favor of Seattle. We look to have control of this series and this game, honestly, so we should have no troubles here. Adam Fantilli with the goal from Van Sickle and Bowie. We are now up 4-1. And it is now the end of the second period, heading into the third with a 3-goal lead and a power play. And as soon as we start the third period simulation, there it is, a goal by Rodion Amirov for the hat trick from Austin Matthews and Braden Dubé. And we're looking pretty set to advance in a sweep against the LA Kings. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Velarde gets a goal from Kilmartin and Doughty, but they're still behind by 3. So they have a lot of catching up to do. 5 minutes left, and Byfield with a goal from Duke and Bjarnfot. They're not backing down, that's for sure. But do they have the comeback? Do they have the complete comeback in them? I don't think so. I hope not. And oh boy, there's a goal by Nick Suzuki from Braden Dubé and Eric Brandstrom with 5 seconds left. And that is the 6-3 win in game number 4 and the sweep for your Seattle Kraken. Shots were 31-21 in favor of LA, but we win 6-3. So LA goaltending really was not all that great in this series, it appears. And the 3 stars of the game, Amirov, Dubé, and Matthews. Now we are in the second round against the Anaheim Ducks. Let's see what they're all about. They have Murray, Beignet, Lucius, Fox, Drysdale, Miller, Zegras, Clark. Looks like a pretty young team over here. For the most part, obviously they got veterans like Miller and Murray as well. But, Beignet, Lucius, Clark. As we are also quite a young team. Obviously Hughes, Fantilli, Arvidsson, Dubé, Nemec, Ronnie, Onishko, Wright, all those guys. Let's hope for the best in round number 2 against Anaheim. And that is it for game number 1. We lose 4-3, unfortunately. Shots were 42-41, so we fought hard, but unfortunately, the puck just went in for them one more time than it did for us. 3 stars of the game, Dermott, Arvidsson, and Tomasino. First period summary, you have Jones and Miller scoring. Second period, you have Clark getting the goal. So they were up 3-0 before we even got our first goal. So I suppose that's, that's a respectable, I won't call it a comeback because we didn't win, but it's a respectable effort for sure. As Bowie scores soon after Clark from Matthews and Amirov, and then Fantilli and Arvidsson with goals in the third to bring it to overtime, and then Colangelo wins it in overtime for Anaheim. All right, here we go. Game number 2. We have a 1-0 win. That is what you like to see. Shots were 43-29, 3 stars of the game, Lindbergh, Murray, and Benier. So it was Lindbergh in there this time, not Mr. Odinger. Has no scoring in the first period, and then the only goal of the game, Nikita Onishko, with the goal from Nurmi and Bowie. So the series is currently tied at 1. We're headed into game number 3 here. Let's hope for a 2-1 lead in favor of your Seattle Kraken, which will not be the case. Anaheim wins this one 3-1. 3 stars of the game are Zegras, Brandstrom, and Drysdale. Shots were 38-34, so pretty close, but not in the score. First period, someone we actually scored first, Matthews from Brandstrom and Amirov, but then it was Miller scoring soon after him in the first period to get it tied at 1. And the second period, you have Zegras with the goal, and the third, you have Clark with the goal and the insurance marker to ensure the Anaheim win. And here we go, going into game number 4. What's going to happen here? We have another loss, unfortunately, and we are now down, just like that, 3-1 in this series. Shots are 35-29 in favor of Anaheim. 3 stars of the game are Niazev, Brandstrom, and Fox. First period summary, it looks like this is when the majority of the scoring happened. You have Tomasino for Anaheim, and then Brendan Dubé follows up with a goal of his own on the power play from Hughes and Brandstrom. Then you have Lucius and Bedini scoring for Anaheim, making it 3-1 after 1. And then the second period, no scoring. Third period, Adam Fox with the goal from Nuge and Greenway. Then you have Kirill Kirsanov with his 4th goal of the playoffs from Matthews and Amirov. Gets us our 2nd of the game, but unfortunately wasn't enough, obviously, as they scored 4 at that point. So, of course, we're down in the series 3-1, but also we now have the World Championships to worry about with Belarus. So we'll set the roster here for Belarus. Should be pretty easy. I mean, it's usually the same players year after year. So there you go. There is our roster for Belarus. We, of course, have Protas in there. We have Zui. We have Verobe. All the usual suspects. Okay, so this is actually the point where the game crashed last time, so I'm going to save really quick, just in case it happens again. All right, so we are all saved and good to go. So here we go. Game versus Sweden. I'm not expecting much out of this, but a win would be great. We have a... Oh, no. Oh, no. We have a crash. All right, so I get the feeling that for some reason the World Championship tournament is causing the game to crash, because that is the second time that has happened on that specific date. So I think we might just have to resign from Belarus here, honestly, unfortunately. I'll try it one more time, but if it crashes again, then I think we're going to have to resign, just because, you know, I don't want to ruin the rest of the series just because of some national tournament. Didn't want to cooperate with the save file, you know? So here we go. Let's try this again. Sim game. All right, so it worked that time. I'm not sure why, but I'm happy it did. So it appears we have a 1-0 loss. That is brutal. That is very unfortunate, as they outshot us 48-15, so some stellar goaltending from Shostak, it looks like. We get the 1-0 loss. If we had just gotten just two goals on 15 shots, and we would have won against Sweden, that would have been fantastic, but it is what it is, I suppose. We gave it a good effort. All right, here we go. Game number, I don't even remember what game it is against Anaheim. Is it game number 4? all the crashing got me off track here. Game number 5. We're heading into game number 5. We're down 3-1 against Anaheim. So here we go. An elimination game. We're going into it. Halfway through the first period, nothing happening until Rucker McGrogerty scores for Anaheim from Slavicek, and Tomasino makes it 1-0. And another goal for Anaheim. Drysdale from McGrogerty and Zegras. So after 1, we're down 2-0. Not looking good. Quite a mountain to climb here. Even if we do win this game, we're still down 3-2. And Adam Fantilli with the goal from Arvidsson and Hughes. So we're still in it. And there's a goal by Rodion Amirov from Dubé and Kirsanov. We are now tied. And third period underway. Will Anaheim win this series, or will we take it to another game? And it appears McGrogerty with a goal from Niazev. And Anaheim now up 3-2. Will they maintain that lead? Yes, they will, and Anaheim wins the series. That's unfortunate. So, McGrogerty, Hughes, and Niazev, 3 stars of the game, and then shots were 32-25, so we actually outshot them, but they outscored. So that is it for our playoff run of year number 6. That is unfortunate, and now we're going to see if Belarus can somehow manage to beat Canada, ranked number 2. Here we go. Sim game. We have a 5-1 loss, so not as bad as I was expecting, honestly. 60 shots to 15. Only losing 5-1. not bad. 3 stars of the game, Johnson, Huberdeau, and Stone. So we haven't won the World Championships either, but to be fair, we did have a couple of really tough opponents to start out. Now we have Germany, Russia, Slovenia, I believe that is, Kazakhstan, and Slovakia. So if we could go 3 for 5 here in these next 5 games, that'd be great. Here we go. Game against Germany. We have a 5-2 loss. Yeah, that kind of stings. 37 shots to 24. So we were more competitive with them than we were with, let's say, Canada, but they obviously have quite a bit of NHL talent on that roster, including Draisaitl more than likely. Yeah, it's just it's a tough go. It is a tough go in this tournament. When you have teams like Russia, Sweden, Canada, all those teams that you're facing, they're not going to make it easy. And speaking of Russia, you have a game against them now. Let's see, what do we have? We have a 5-1 loss. Yeah, I mean, 53 shots to 17, 3 stars of the game, Zernov, Tarasenko, and Svechnikov. Game against Slovenia, we have a 3-1 win. All right, there you go. First win of the tournament. Shots are 41 to 15 in favor of Belarus. 3 stars of the game, Zui, Zavril, and Martinov. All right, game against Kazakhstan. Hoping for a win here. We have a 4-3 loss. Ouch. I mean, shots were 43 to 40, so a pretty offensive game, but unfortunately, we cannot outscore them. All right, headed into the final game of the tournament against Slovakia. I'm going to guess that we are out of contention for the playoffs of the World Championships here. As, oh yeah, we're 7th. There is no chance that we are making the top 4 of Group 1 here. So that's unfortunate. Let's just do our best against Slovakia here. So, sim game, we have a 4-1 win. All right, I'll take it. Shots of 32 to 20. 3 stars of the game, Protas, Vorobey, and Astashevich. Zui got a goal in there as well. But that will about do it for our World Championship run here with Team Belarus in year number 6. And before we end things off, we're going to check out the stats of all of our players from the playoffs. So Austin Matthews with 10 points in 9 games, Amirov with 8, 7 for Kirsanov, Dubé, and Brandstrom. So Kirsanov, the defensive defenseman, with 7 points. Pretty impressive, considering he only got 28 in the regular season. Fantilli with 6, 5 for Arvidsson and Van Sickle, 3 for Onishko, Suzuki, and Bowie, and Hughes, 2 for Nurmi and Kempe, and then nothing for the rest. Hollander, Mirages, right with nothing in 9 games. Right, man. I don't know what to do about him. He certainly is not living up to his potential, that's for sure. I mean, he has all the tools to succeed, but he's for whatever reason, just not simulating well. I don't know if he's not getting the time or what, but it seems like, I mean, he's getting 13:34, at least during these playoffs, so it seems like he's getting a decent amount of time. He should at least be able to put up a few points there. Yeah, I don't know. I really do not like the way that Shane Wright has been simulating, gotta say. Because next year, he's gonna be 24. If he doesn't get it together by then we might honestly have to trade him, because he's just... I don't understand how he goes from, 28 points in his rookie year to 50 points the next year, and then 30 points this year. I mean, that was fair, because he only played 59 games. So I would say he was on track for about roughly 45 points, maybe 50, if he picked it up towards the end of the year, if he didn't have his injury. But this year, only 35, so this was definitely his worst year since his rookie season. But playoffs, he was just nowhere to be found, and even last year in the playoffs as well. 11 games played, only 2 assists. He is not the impact player I was hoping he would be. I mean, I know he's only 23, but players in this game stop developing around 24. Or at least that's when they start to slow down, like really slow down. So I'm not liking the way that Shane Wright is turning out. And it appears Lindbergh was actually the guy who played in the playoffs for all the playoffs, not just for one game. He had a .928 save percentage in 9 games, so good on him. He was really good during these playoffs. I mean, I wish Oettinger would have gotten in there, but I guess coach just thought Lindbergh was better, and I guess he wasn't wrong to put him in there, considering, he had a .928 save percentage. So I'm certainly not blaming Lindbergh for us being out in the playoffs, that's for certain, but I don't know. I just feel like as a team, we should be, succeeding a bit more now. That all being done, I think we're going to end things off here. And the next one, we will get to the off season of year number 6. See you guys then.